Hello and welcome to today's health education lesson. So first of all guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our lap and close our eyes. And when we're ready, guys, we can open our eyes and come back to the room. Excellent. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then let's go down low. Touch our toes. And now, back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave. And then back down to touch our toes one more time. And then let's stand up. Hands on hips. We'll have a wiggle side to side. Wiggle side to side. Stop. And another wiggle. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And then we can go round and round. Round and round. And stop. Now back the other way. Give our spines a nice stretch. Good exercise. And stop. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So in our previous health education lesson, we learned about the different stages of human life. And this is a term that we called, ready guys? Human growth and development. So let's recap the previous lesson first. Human growth, H-U-M-A-N. Human is us. That's what we are. We are humans. And when we're born, we're very little. And then as we get older, we grow. And this is what we call growth. G-R-O-W-T-H. And Development. And what development means is that we don't just grow outside, our bodies don't just grow, we develop internally too. Our brains, our mind, our spirits all develop as we get older and have more experiences. So development, D-E-V-E-L-O-P, M-E-N-T, human growth and development. Yes, and thinking back to the previous lesson, we learned about 5 main stages of human life. Who can remember the stage we call when we are very little? Just after we are born, we are infants. Excellent. When we're very little, babies, that is a period in our life where we are infants. So let's spell that word first, guys. Infant, I-N-F-A-T. Infant. Yes, when you're a newborn and when you're a toddler, also known as a baby, the period of our lives then is infants or infancy. But then, once we get a little bit older, we're no longer infants, we become child or children. And that period of our life is childhood. Yes. C-H-I-L-D-H-O-O-D. Now remember, childhood has many different stages. There's baby age, play age, and then there's the age at which you are now. Because you are in the period of childhood where you are school age. You are school children. So now you are children at school age. But in a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years, yes, you'll no longer be you'll no longer be children. How old are you now? 9. Okay, so in 3, 4 more years, you'll no longer be children, you'll become teenagers. T-E-E-N-A-G-E-R-S. Teenagers. And the way to know about teenagers in English is to think of the age. If the age ends in teen, well, that's part of the teenagers. For example, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So from 13 to 19, people are teenagers. But once they get older than 19, 20 plus, what do people become? Adults. And like children have childhood, what do adults have? Adulthood. This is the stage of my life now. Now I am an adult. I'm in the period of my life where I'm no longer a teenager. That was a long time ago. I am now in adulthood. A-D-U-L-T. H-O-O-D. So far, when we're first born, we are infants. And then childhood. And we become, after that, teenagers. And then adulthood. But then, hopefully, we will reach a period in our lives, usually 60 plus. Once we reach the age of 60 and get older, we're no longer adults. There's another term or another period of life that we are known as old age. Yes, we become very old. D-A-G-E. So here we have the 5 main stages of human growth and development. Infant, childhood, teenagers, adulthood, and old age. And now we're going to do a brief activity to see if our students can recall the different periods of life. We have our 5 stages, and now my students will close their eyes. I'll give some of them a picture. They have to look at the picture and try to identify what periods of life that is and place the picture above the correct vocabulary. So first picture. The first picture can go to Pat. So Pat, can you bring your picture forward, please? And show it to our friends. What can we see? We can see a baby, that's right. So what are we? What period of life are we in if we are a baby? Infant. Excellent, Pak Bung. So Pat, we can place the baby above the infant stage. You see, this is a baby in the period of life known as infant or infancy. So one more time, guys. Infant. Pat, excellent work. Big round of applause for Pat. And now for our next picture. Okay, and now Lakgao has the next picture. So Lakgao can come and show us the picture, and let's see if we can guess what periods of life these people are in. What do we think, guys? Excellent. They're no longer children. They've gone past childhood, but they haven't yet reached adulthood. So these are teenagers. So Lakgao, we can place the picture there. Excellent. And one more time, we can say teenagers. Lakgao, excellent. High five, round of applause for Lakgao. Okay, so let's see who's next. And now it's Chu's turn to bring the flash picture forward and show us his picture. So Chu, can you bring your picture and show it to your friends? What can we see, guys? What do we see? Are these people old? Yes. Are they older or adults or older? Older. So this is the period of our lives known as old age. So Chu, can you place it on the correct part of the board? The very last stage. And then you can place it here. Excellent. So all together we can say old age. Yes, these people are old, so this is old age. Chu, that was excellent. High five, big round of applause for Chu. And 2 stages still to go, so let's see who's next. Okay, now it's Pak Bung's turn. Pak Bung, can you bring your flash picture forward, please? Now, what can we see? What type of people are in the picture? Children. Yes, that's correct. These are children. So what stage of life? Childhood. Exactly. Children are in childhood. So one more time, Pak Bung. Childhood. Perfect. High five. Big round of applause for Pak Bung. Now, our final picture. So now, our final picture is with Prao. Prao can bring it forward, and I think we can guess because it's the only one left, but let's see what we can see. What type of people can we see in the picture? Are they babies? Adults. So what periods of life are the adults in? Adulthood. Yes. Prao, that's excellent. So one more time. Adulthood. Prao, very good. High five, big round of applause for Prao. So one more time, guys. Human growth and development. The 5 stages are infants, childhood, teenagers, adulthood, and old age. That was brilliant, guys. Very well remembered. So now, in today's lesson, we're going to move on, and we're going to look at what it means to develop as a human being. What good things can we do that can help us grow and develop healthily? There are various things that we need to do every day in order to live a healthy life and also develop healthily. So what we've got now is a PowerPoint and a video presentation for our students to observe and listen to about factors that contribute to a healthy lifestyle. So let's turn our chairs to look at the TV screen, guys. So now let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation about factors affecting human growth. Yes, let's look at some of the healthy things we can do so that we can grow healthily, and also some of the things we can afford. There are various things we can do to maintain good physical health. Regular exercise helps us maintain good physical fitness. Yes, every day we should do some form of exercise. This is what helps us to stay healthy and not put on too much weight, especially when our bodies are still growing and developing, such as yours as children. Regular exercise every day will keep you healthy. Exercise also helps us maintain good health and mental well-being. Yes, regular exercise, it won't just make us feel healthier on the outside, it will make us feel better on the inside too. Exercise makes us feel better about ourselves, gives us better mental health, and also helps us to think better too. Regular exercise is something we should do all the time. And then eating a healthy diet improves our health and quality of life. Yes, eating healthy foods every day will make us feel better all the time. If we only eat junk food and snacks, our bodies will be feeling bad, because there's a saying, we are what we eat. And that means that if you eat healthy things, you will feel better about yourself. But if you just eat junk food and snacks all the time, you will feel bad. Now let's look at some of the different types of healthy foods. Carbohydrates. Now what can you see in the picture, guys? What types of foods here? Bananas. Apple. How about here? Bread. Beans. Nuts. And also some forms of rice too. These are what we call carbohydrates. Give us energy to perform physical activities. Yes, imagine our body is like a car, and every day it needs fuel. Carbohydrates are like the fuel we put inside our bodies. They help us do the tasks and exercises we want. And then fiber helps the body's digestive system and internal organs. Yes, all of the insides of our body, like our digestive system and our stomach, our heart, fiber is what helps maintain. And here you can see lots of fruits, vegetables, and again, some different types of grains. These are all types of fiber that can help our internal organs. Proteins. Now, proteins are essential for body growth and repair of damaged tissues. Yes. Do you know what happens when you get a cut and your skin pierces and the blood comes out? But then after a few days, the cut will heal and your finger or wherever will be better. And it's the protein inside our bodies that heal the cut. That's why proteins are very important, especially for you guys who are still growing. And what different foods can we see that will give us proteins? Meat, eggs, fish, and also some different types of vegetables. And here we can see the different types of meat. We have chicken, pork, and beef. So all of the meats are high in protein. And protein is very important for healing and growing. And then we have oils and fats. Also provide energy and warmth for the body. Yes. Now you can see different types of oils and fats here. We have butter, margarine, cheese, and then different types of oils, mayonnaise, fish sauce, tomato sauce. These are all types of oils and fats, and they can help to give us energy too. And also, maybe not so important in Thailand, but in colder countries, oils and fats give the bodies warmth. It's like a central heating system inside our bodies, and they help to keep us warm. Our bodies need good rest so that we are ready for the next day's activities. Yes, as well as eating well every day, we also need to rest well. You need to have time to relax, because if the body doesn't have time to relax, you'll be tired. And the next day, you won't be able to do your tasks as well as you'd like, because you're tired. So getting plenty of rest is important. And even more important than rest, we need sleep. We should sleep for a minimum of 8 hours every night. And they say 8 hours is for adults. You guys being children should sleep even longer, maybe 10 hours. Because your bodies are still growing and developing at a fast rate, the more sleep, the better. So if you can sleep for 8 hours, that's okay. But 10 hours is very good. Sleep is the most important form that we need. Without sleep, we couldn't survive. And finally, there are many types of things that we should never take or never do. And you can see them in this picture. Always stay away from drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. These are all very bad for our health, and we should never take them. If anybody ever says to have these, always say no. Never take dangerous substances such as alcohol, drugs, and cigarettes. These are all harmful to our health. They will make us feel bad. And if we keep taking them, we'll die sooner than we should do, because they're all very bad. Any questions, guys? Okay, that was well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation and also the video to give them some tips and to understand how they can lead healthier lifestyles. And remember, there are three main factors: exercise, nutrition, which means what we eat, and sleep and rest. We need to make sure we get enough rest and sleep so we're not tired the next day. And now it's time for some exercise, guys, with our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this stretch sequence, we'll begin with some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent. Now we'll take our right hands and we'll find our left foot. Then left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. And final pair now. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. And to finish, we're going to do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. Okay, so now, before our worksheet exercise, we're going to do a brief recap of the video that we watched earlier. Now, there were some numbers mentioned in the video, and those numbers were 5, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so all together, guys, 5, 2, 1, 0. Okay, now let's see who can remember and who was paying attention, because we're going to try and remember what these numbers represent. So for the first category, we will have fruits. F-R-U-I-T-S. Fruits and vegetables. Well done. V-E-G-E-T-A-B-L-E-S. Fruits and vegetables. So who can remember in one day, for a healthy lifestyle, how many fruits and vegetables should we eat in one day? Not 3. Have a look at the numbers. 5. Okay? So what we need to try and do is to have 5 different fruits and vegetables every day. And that doesn't mean we have to eat them all together. We can have some in the morning, some in the afternoon, and some in the evening. But if we can try to have 5 different fruits and vegetables every day, that will lead to a healthy lifestyle. And then we learned about TV. Now, we all like to watch TV or even play with our telephones. So, TV and phones. S. TV and phones. Now, how many hours per day do you think we should spend either watching TV or playing with our phones? 2. Not 1. We can have a little bit more than 1 for that lackout. We can have 2. Because if we sit in front of a screen all day or use the telephone, it will hurt our eyes. So we're recommended for per day only to have 2 hours of TV or phone time. So sometimes it's quite hard because we all like to watch TV, but 4, 5, 6 hours per day is really not healthy. And then one of the most important aspects of leading a healthy lifestyle, guys, exercise. E-X-E-R-C-I-S-E. Now, how many hours per day should we spend exercising? 1. Don't worry, it's not 10, It's only 1. But if we can spend 1 hour per day, every day, exercising. Now, exercising can be walking. Exercising can be jogging or cycling. There's many different types of exercise. But if we can spend 1 hour per day exercising, we will be healthier. So the 1 is for exercise. And finally, what's our last digit? 0. Can anybody remember what 0 stands for? How about sugary drinks? Now, looking at the number left on the board, how many sugary drinks should we have per day?
0.
Not 10. 0. Sugary drinks taste nice. That's because they're full of sugar, but they're no good for us. And they're especially no good for our teeth. Because, do you know how many teaspoons of sugar is in one sugary drink? About 40. Like 1 can of Coke has about 40 teaspoons of sugar inside. So we should always try to drink no sugary drinks. Now, instead of sugary drinks, what can we have to drink? What's good for us? Water, fruit juice, milk. There's other types of drinks that taste nice, but try to avoid sugary drinks, guys, okay? So let's recap. Fruit and vegetables, how many per day? 5. TV and phones, how many hours per day? 2 hours. Exercise?
1 hour.
And sugary drinks?
0.
0. And how many hours sleep should you have tonight?
10.
10 hours sleep. Try to get 10 hours. And that way, tomorrow, you'll be feeling very good. So very well done, guys. That was great. And now it's time for the worksheet part of the lesson. And today's lesson is a fun activity our students have to do, a word search. All of the words contained in the vocabulary are factors leading to a healthy lifestyle. And as with all word searches, our students have to try to find the words inside the box. But before we begin, let's practice speaking the vocabulary. So you ready, guys? Exercise. Flexibility. Muscles. Salad. Balance. Banana. Family. Friends. Sunshine. Nutrients. Carbohydrate. Fats. Healthy. Outdoors. Variety. Endurance. Fitness. Lettuce. Protein. And water. Now, all of these words are things that can help us to have a healthy lifestyle. So let's see how many our students can find. So let's give them around 10 to 12 minutes to work on the word search activity. But what's the first thing to do, guys? Write your names on top. And teachers, you can help them with anything they need. So you can play too. Chew, this one's for you. Pat, for you. You're welcome. Nadia, here's yours. Ned, for you. Laka, for you.
Thank you, Teacher.
Rao, you're welcome. And Bangpon. Okay. So guys, remembering about the word search, the words can go in any direction, but they must be a straight line. Up, down, across, diagonal, and backwards too. And don't forget, when you find a word in the word search, cross it out so you know you've already found. F. So there's one. So Nadia's found flexibility already. Good start. I think Lakau's found one. Lakau, what did you find? Fats. Okay. Fats is a type of food we can eat, like butter, cheese, margarine. Pak Bung, what word did you find? Flexibility. And Matt found lettuce. Well done. Lettuce is a type of vegetable we can eat. Very healthy. Usually eat it in a salad. Flexibility. People who practice yoga have lots of flexibility. It's when your bodies can bend. And Chu's found flexibility too. Well done, Chu. Balance. Well done, Preo. And that one's hard. So balance starts B, A, L. So let's find balance. Banana too, well done. So remember guys, they can go backwards too. As long as it's a straight line, you can count it in the word search. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet exercise, which today was the word search, and they had to find as many of the words in the word search as they can. And if they're not finished in time for the lesson, they can keep the worksheet and play on afterwards too. My students here all did a brilliant job. So well done guys, that was excellent. And that's the end of today's lesson. So we hope you've enjoyed it, found it interesting, and also know now some of the different ways we can help and maintain a healthy lifestyle. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Goodbye. Bye-bye. See you again soon.